everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Mighty Misfit Menagerie, or... Yes, Jake does it so fast now. Tonight we are going to be doing another episode of Rime of the Frostmaiden. I believe this is episode 27, followed by a brief intermission, followed by our third episode of Candlekeep, DM'd by our very own Jake, which will be a first time DMing on the stream, so we're super excited, Jake. But on the Rime of the Frostmaiden side of things, I believe it is time for a recap. Helena, would you mind terribly?
I would not.
Thank you.
Okay, so we've had a night, but Valin has given us our next mission and we are ready for it. So next morning comes, a little bit of awkwardness, but she's like, let's go. And we're like, okay, autopilot, let's hit the road. So we get ready and we head out on the road. I'm sorry. I feel like there was something else, but I don't know. So on the road, we are like cruising, and then we see some berserkers frantically digging in the snow. Always a good sign. So we stop and they immediately attack us. So we got to take them out. And then even more chilling really than seeing them digging is seeing that they were digging at a big block of Chardolin. Unknown how big it is. It's buried in the ice. So we're like, okay, let's scatter these bodies. We'll cover this up. Molly marks it on his map because we got to take care of this. But when? We have no time, but okay, yes, we'll take care of that. So
also, to be fair, Molly just really likes marking things on his map.
I mean, but we do need to take care of it. But I just don't know where we're going to get the tools for this. But anyway, wizards exist in this world, so maybe one of them can do something. So anyway, although wait, it's okay. I'm getting off track. Okay, so we take care of them. We continue on. We make it to the coast, to the Sea of Moving Ice, and there's this hole in the water. The ice is all frozen right here on the coast, but there's a hole in the ice, and there's this bell above it. And Valin's like, we ring that bell to order the whale. And he hears it, no matter where he's at. It's probably, anyway, he hears it. So we're like, okay, cool. So we'll call him tomorrow because it's pretty late. We've been traveling a really long time. And, oh no, we can't bring the dogs. Tempest was almost like, we need to go back and then walk here because we can't leave the dogs. But then Valin's like, I'll leave my kobolds with them. They should be fine. So famous last words on that, but hopefully they're all fine. I think we're going to spend the night and head out in the morning.
Excellent. And that is where we left all of you, with a few of the group members sleeping within Anga's cabin and a few sleeping out in their tents with a fire, the kobolds and your dogs. And that is where we will find you in the darkness of a 10 towns morning. And yes, you're all there. All right. Had a brief moment where I didn't see anybody. So Valin slept in the storage room to give herself some privacy, and she is the first. Go ahead.
I think we just let her have the cabin. I think that's where we ended.
Oh, all of you just left it totally to her?
I think so.
Excellent.
Because I remember going like, I feel like she's the client. She should have the cabin. Like I distinctly remember going like, she's a fancy lady. She's going to get the cabin.
Yeah. She left overnight her two kobold zombies standing guard on either side of the door to maintain her safety. As she throws the door open to awaken the party at what would be anywhere else in Faerun, the crack of dawn. All right, there's no sense in wasting any more time. I think we should all be getting on our way if you all are ready.
I'm ready.
I'm going to change up one of my infusions, but otherwise I'm ready.
Okay. The next step is ringing the bell and hoping for the best.
Helena, this is kind of an out-of-character thing, but do you want the AC or the attack?
AC.
Do you want enchanted weapon or enchanted armor?
Armor.
Okay, enchanted armor. Jake, do you still want the enchanted weapon?
I would love the enchanted weapon, yes.
All right, and then Hank, I'm sorry, but I'm going to take it back from my armor.
Oh,
So I'm not going to do the ring today.
that's fine.
Okay. Okay, I'm good. Sorry.
Excellent. She crosses over to all of you.
Why are we hoping for the best? I thought you said the whale can hear the ding from anywhere.
Well, I mean, that's as long as he's still living.
Oh.
Is there... Oh, okay.
I have no reason to believe he's not. I'm just laying it all on the table.
Sure. Yeah.
We won't hold it against you. Although we were really looking forward to seeing this whales.
From what I've heard, he's quite a sight. She crosses over to the shoreline over the cracked ice. Would one of you like to do the honors, or shall I?
I shot out there.
The ice itself is thick. I mean, it doesn't even sway or move as you walk across the large area that's open, frozen, over by this archway jutting out of the ice itself, and climb up onto the low pier. As you ring the bell, the 3 vultures that left the night before, after all of you stayed together, return. The bell itself rings out, the sound of it hitting deep into each of your cores, as if it's not ringing from a single place, but from everywhere at once. And the water begins to quake and still.
And you're sure this summons a whale, correct?
One of the vultures looks down. Bring them up here for you.
Oh, those are very big vultures.
They are giant vultures.
Oh, hi.
I was thinking just like big vultures, not like bigger than me vultures.
One of the vultures climbs its way over this arch of ice and looks down into the pool below as another one makes its way forward and lightly pecks Tempest and caws in your face.
I take a step back, but
Hugo,
I get the rifle out.
Hugo, maybe some diplomacy.
Don't do that.
You can speak with animals.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They look like
does
it's
it look-
starting to get antsy.
Okay. I will cast... I'll cast Speak with Animals.
You immediately hear as each of them are kind of chittering and cawing back and forth, occasionally letting out louder sounds. It's the word meat over and over.
Diplomacy didn't work.
You didn't even try.
I think we attack first, maybe.
I shoot it.
And did you drop the spell, Mark?
No.
Hugo wouldn't have, no.
So this one is going to get an attack off on Tempest at that.
What?
And then we will roll for initiative.
Can I use my rage ability to rage and not be surprised, so I still get to act in the...
Go ahead.
Does that sound right too?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so I should still roll initiative for him and me, right?
Yes.
So
13.
Go ahead.
And I'm raging now.
I was just going to say, technically how this would work is we would roll for initiative, all of us. The vulture that got the surprise round, he would get to act, you would get to act, and then the rest of us would then act after that. But it's weird.
Excellent. Give me everybody else's rolls, please.
Hey, Hank, did you by chance give me advantage on initiative? Or did you give that to somebody else?
I hadn't done it yet this morning.
Okay.
Tempest, give me a roll again.
13.
13. Awesome.
Oh, I have advantage. Oh, it was first. Never mind.
Okay.
Doesn't that suck? I got a 12.
12. Excellent. Hugo?
I got a CX.
Okay, we're doing well today. Altus?
12.
All right. Who wants to go first, C or Altus?
What's your initiative mod?
Initiative mod is 3.
You go first.
Okay. I go first then.
Excellent.
I'm told.
All right. And Malai.
2.
All
I
right.
rolled 3 minus 5.
Tempest, go ahead and take that initial turn.
Okay, I'm going to shoot twice.
Ask questions later.
So that's going to be 14 and 19 for those 2 attacks.
All right. So with that, both of those will hit.
Sorry, I didn't think I was going to be shooting things. But I don't know if my D8's ready. Okay, forget it. Okay, so, and then he can make a dex save as well for my lightning rage damage.
That is a 3.
Okay, so he doesn't make it. So let me roll that D6. Okay, so that's 4, 9, plus 7, 16, plus 6, 22, 27, 28, 29, and 30, 31. 30.
Okay, so as it lunges at you in order to make a real attack, the talons coming out from underneath it, your blaster shoots straight through it, and the bird falls onto the ice in a clatter. And now it is their turn.
Oh.
This one, seeing what you did, lunges forward at you and is going to make its attack with its beak and its talons. That's a 23 and a 15 to hit.
15 does not hit.
Okay, so it's 8 piercing damage to you. This one's going to go after the next closest person. That's a 7 and a 5 to hit.
Neither of those hit.
Malai.
Oh, okay.
What?
7 and a 5 to hit you. Neither of those hit, I believe. Both of
no,
the
not
vultures
at all.
are too scattered by the sound of the laser shots and their comrade hitting the ice and miss their attacks, and we are down to Tempest.
Okay, I'm going to take another 2 shots at, let me look at this battle map here. Yeah, that one closest to me. Okay, so. Ooh, that's a D12. That's not going to help. Okay, so I got 16 and 6.
Does not
That's
hit.
not gonna-
16
okay.
hits.
16 hits, and then make another dex save for the lightning damage.
It got a 10.
Okay, didn't make it. So he's going to take 6, 11, 12, 13, 14, plus 6, 20 damage. 2 more shots.
As you shoot this one again, you see that you pierce one of its wings and it's managed to land on the pier without falling to the ice itself, but it is looking awful. All right, from Tempest, Z. They're now cawing violently.
Do I know what they're saying?
Since you still have the spell up, yes, there's lots of single words coming back and forth. So you get meat, dead, fire, meat, eat, dead, fire.
That's comforting.
Sorry, I'm relogging to Roll20 because it didn't like me.
You're good.
I think. Has anyone hit this one yet? Okay.
No.
Screw. Let's firebolt that beach. That is a 14 hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. And that's 17 fire damage.
Both of them are looking terrible. And that's going to bring us down to Altus.
Oh God, I wonder if this is a test for whether we're worthy of Huggajuk.
Oh no, maybe.
What's Belinda doing?
So
Sorry, not to.
Belinda's just standing on the shore with her arms crossed, watching.
out of the two that are left, which one looks worse?
The one next to Tempest looks worse. Neither look good.
Okay. But neither look good. Okay.
Both beyond bloodied.
In that case, I'm just gonna guiding bolt the one next to Malai.
Okay, go ahead.
And I was looking at another spell, so guiding bolt starts with a G. He's right there. Cosmo, please don't mess me up.
He's
Cats
helping.
versus vultures.
Make a ranged spell attack. Why do I let my cats in the room when I play?
Because they're cute.
Because this one just wants love all the time, no matter what I'm doing. That's a 16 to hit.
Hits.
Sweet.
They're vultures and they're very big targets.
Oh, yeah. I believe, 46 radiant damage. And I did not take enough d6 out of my bag. 11 radiant damage.
As you see the light from your radiant damage that would normally surround the creature, giving the next person advantage to attack it, the light surrounds and then vaporizes inward, and a cloud of feathers falls to the ice where it once stood. And that'll bring us from Altus down to Hugo.
There's no meat here. Leave now, or you will be our dinner.
It cocks its head at you and stops squawking. The one remaining. Anything else, Hugo?
I will. I'll prepare an ice knife if it continues to be aggressive, and I'll throw it at it.
Malai?
I'm going to see Tempest in danger and run up and punch. I'm going to run up to punch it and then go, why did it stop, Hugo?
I'm diplomacying.
Well, keep doing that then.
Anything else, Malai?
Yeah, I'm just going to punch it. 15
Hits.
And a 21.
Hits.
For 12 and 11.
Your first punch breaks the bird's neck and it falls back onto the pier, wings spread open, talons in the air, and you are out of initiative.
And then I turn to Tempest and is like, are you all right?
Yeah. Are you all right?
Yes.
I've never seen anybody punch a bird before.
Really? I mean, that's what Atlas is good at, is punching things, really. You see, the hydraulics use a quite fascinating solution charged with ether.
I'll scream, I'm fine too, in Crow.
So if you notice, actually, the damage from the fist doesn't come from the actual fist itself. It comes from a reverberating sound that forms around the fist. So it actually scrambles and damages.
Lynn crosses over the ice. All right, so the vultures are gone. We probably have about 20 minutes to wait.
Yeah, that will be enough time to go over the cooling systems. Anyway, so you see this cable here that runs underneath the gauntlet.
As you drone on, I pull a note out of my pocket, but I don't read it. So I'm looking at it.
What's that?
Nothing.
It can't be nothing. You've looked at it at least 3 times.
Well, it's a note, obviously.
But you haven't read it yet? Or is it something that's important to you that you just keep on your person? Maybe something of your brother's?
How far away is Altus for me?
I'm probably walking up like after Villain, I'm sorry.
Okay, so I just kind of like, and I stop talking.
I speak to you in Infernal. Would you prefer we just change languages?
Hey, you know Infernal?
Yes, I do.
That's pretty handy.
Altus, as you approach, Malai and Tempest are speaking in this low, guttural tongue.
Just for game's immersion, can I have an example? I'm having a trouble picturing.
And now that is what Infernal sounds like in this world, so I'm going to lock that in my brain if we ever have to use it for an NPC.
Good luck.
It sounds like really creepy choir in chanting in like a possession movie. Ethos.
But double toned, and you don't know how they got the second tone in there.
It's very hard to pronounce.
Have you ever heard someone try to impersonate real Mongolian throat singing? That's what it sounds like.
Anyway, so it involves Altus then? But I call him the cleric-y one so that I don't have to say his name in common. I'm not trying to pry, Tempest. I am just trying to be your friend.
Well, I don't have a lot of friends, so that's nice of you. I'm worried that if I tell you something, though, you will immediately talk about it awkwardly in front of everyone.
Not if you wish me not to. If you tell me specifically, I can keep a secret.
All right. Well, yes, it is about Alphys, but I don't know what to do. And I don't want to read the note because I just know it's him telling me he doesn't want anything to do with me. And I don't think I'm ready to read that.
Would you like me to read it? And that way I can tell you whether you should or not?
No. I start walking away.
I kind of walk after her thinking that we're just going to a new location. I just feel like nothing ventured, nothing gained, and you're so brave. And I highly doubt that would be the case, because if that was the case, I feel like he would have insisted that you read it by now.
What are the rest of you doing while this infernal conversation is going on?
I'm looking through the feathers, as I've seen vultures before all around Neverwinter, but man, those ones, something freaky about the giant vultures. So I'm investigating.
I am staring at the hole in the ground and ice.
Hugo?
Using fire to melt some of the ice right in front of me, just to make a little puddle of water.
Just for fun?
Just for funsies.
Excellent. As you all continue your individual activities, the water starts to burble and bubble. And first you see a few porpoises and a narwhal surface and spray out of their blowholes as they take in the air, and they kind of look around at all of you. And then the burbling begins to get louder and bigger, and the water is displaced over the sides of the hole. And out of the depths beneath rises a large sperm whale with a ship affixed to its back. A hole in the center sprays water out into the air, hitting the rock surface above it as it settles into a floating position on top of the ice. I have been called.
You can speak?
You can speak. So long, only vultures. And here you are.
We actually killed the vultures after some failed diplomacy.
Oh. And it turns and you hear the sounds of actual whales speak as this high-pitched noise reaches out, and all of the porpoises and the dolphins and the narwhals that are around it, only about 4 total, start to kind of dive in and out of the water excitedly, a few of them going underneath as if to spread the word. That is good to hear.
Oh,
They were a
that
pest.
That's good, because we were worried that maybe we had done something untoward.
No, predators, scavengers, not ours. Is that why you have called, to let me know that they are gone?
No, the lady Velin has something she would like to ask you. Velin?
She steps forward. We've come to ask for passage to Auril's abode.
I'm sorry, we have?
I turn to Z and I go, was that in the agreement, Z? Is that where we were going?
I mean, we never really asked where we were going, so.
Where else did you think she's going to keep the codicil?
But you never said it was actually her home.
It's cool. I need to talk to her.
Tempest, I don't think that's wise.
The location I am aware of. But how can I know to trust you?
Trust us how?
How do I know you are not trying to lure the protector of these seas to his death?
I hold up some of the vulture feathers. I would do nothing to cross the protector of the seas. And frankly, I kind of drop them in disgust. I would be honored to gain passage to, and I visibly gulp, Auril's abode, looking nervously at everybody else.
I imperceptibly shift closer to in front of you.
Do you have any octopus? I'm quite fond of octopus.
I just look at Hugo.
No.
We could get some.
I think that would be a token of friendship,
I start taking
worthy
my
of such a journey.
And you're looking to eat these octopus?
Yes.
Okay.
If you have not had them, I would recommend. Quite tasty.
I take all my armor off and I dive in. I'm going to go find
Dive
it.
into the water? Okay.
Wait, actually, hold on. Before I do that.
Okay.
Okay, does anyone know how to get octopus?
I mean, I feel like you gotta find them and you gotta catch them. So I feel like we gotta what if we can get Hugo to talk to him?
Anga used to do that.
I don't know if I'm okay with talking to these octopus, convincing them to come to their death.
Oh, okay.
That's true. I don't believe she told them.
If you wish, Hugo, if you cast the spell on myself, I have less compunctions about luring an octopus to its death.
I don't appreciate any of us luring octopi to their death. If it could happen in the natural order of things, that's fine.
All right, I dive in.
Okay. With your... Go ahead.
When she dives in, and I will, as she hits the water, I'll cast polymorph on her and transform her into a giant shark.
Ooh! Oh, I'm feeling real sexy now.
As you hit the water as a shark, the porpoises and dolphins begin to scatter, and Agajuk has to quickly screech at them to calm them down and bring them back into order as they all come warily to the surface. Apologies. They do not understand the magic of your kind. Druid.
Can I speak to them now? Okay.
Oh, you can't speak like common, but I guess it's up to Coulter if they can understand her.
I would say probably not, as you're different species.
Okay.
But go ahead and give me a survival check. And can we, with polymorph, Hugo, does she keep her own stats or use the stats of the shark?
I believe the stats of the shark.
Okay, so let's get the stats of the shark real quick.
Hit points in the new form when it reveals its normal form. The creature. Blah, 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 blah.
So the problem with polymorph is I'm pretty sure her mental stats also become that of a shark, but I'm not sure on that.
As far as that survival check, that is going to be a +0, so that's going to be a straight wisdom.
Oh, I don't get my plus to it, so then it's
not
15.
As the shark. Okay.
Oh, okay. So it's 15.
Okay, with the 15 and these new senses that you have, feeling the water, being able to see in a different light than you've ever been able to see before, it doesn't take you long to be able to reach the bottom, and you can smell the den. But it's such a small space that it's almost impossible to reach it. As you use your now enlarged body to crack away the rock, you see several octopi go streaking away. And can I please get a strength check? And this is with a +6 now.
Oh, okay. 14.
Okay, and that was with the +6?
Yes.
Okay. With that, you are able to just get the tentacle of one of them as it tries to get away from you, and it pulls off of its body as it scutters underneath another rock. Go ahead and make another strength check for me.
Can I search recklessly and get... No, I don't get my stuff. Oh, okay, that one is better. 23.
Okay. With the 23, you are able to grab another one within your jaws, although you do pierce it in the process, bringing up a dead octopus versus a live one. You are able to bring it back to the surface of the water.
Okay, so I try to throw it onto I try to present it to him, I guess, it's near his mouth.
The whale opens up its huge jaws, one of them beneath the water, allowing you to deposit the octopus. And as you move backwards, it throws its head back and swallows the octopus whole. I think that was sufficient. I appreciate the aid. They are very hard to get at my size, but a good treat nonetheless. I haven't had one since Onga left.
Sir, if it pleases, if it pleases, I'm also quite a bit of a craftsman, and it looks like maybe there could be some maintenance done to your chassis there. I would be more than happy to do that as well, whether you take us or not.
Well, the octopus was enough. You can come. Please feel free to
repair your chassis.
Please do not touch the enchantments, but any other repairs you see are fair game. And it lowers its head beneath the surface of the water, bringing this ship on its back over to the edge and presenting space. There's these kind of bubbly sounds as its voice seems to be able to project, whether underwater or above, but the release of air you hear. 6 may come. More too much.
We have 6, exactly.
Volin looks back at the zombies and sighs. Well, thank you both for your service. It's a shame to see you go, but I appreciate everything you've done for me. And she snaps and releases the spell, and they both crumble onto the ice.
Oh.
I think we have an island to find.
Molly's already cast Detect Magic and is trying to figure out all the enchantments on this thing because he said there was enchantments.
As you all climb aboard, this just open.
How long does the shark spell last?
It'll last an hour, but I'll drop it as soon as you bring the octopus up.
As you all begin to climb aboard, this basically what appears to just be an open ship deck that's tied to its back. Once it feels the last of you on, it begins to lower. And as it lowers, every section above the wood that it reaches begins to form this bubble of magic until you are completely submerged. And this is your new mode of transportation. The narwhals and the dolphins and porpoises follow Ongajuk, who is clearly their protector, as he goes underneath the ice itself and dives deeper and deeper until darkness surrounds you. At this point, only those of you that have dark vision can see what's happening in the world around you. Spires of ice stretching out from the floor, the shadows of ice above you as it moves in this sea. And Ongajuk continually narrating as he points out different landmarks around you.
It's adorable.
That ship sunk 55 years ago. It was one of the first I discovered. And he doesn't really seem to be paying attention to whether or not anyone is listening. He just...
I am actively listening and asking follow-up
I have some questions.
Me and Tempest are very actively participating in his narration.
Altus is taking furious notes. This is going to go great in the book later.
Oh, you could call it the Forgotten Realms.
Don't.
Excellent. One moment, folks. Go ahead.
It's not forgotten. It's just underwater, Malai.
Oh, so you're saying that it is common knowledge is what is underneath the sea of moving ice.
Maybe not common knowledge. Okay, maybe not forgotten. The unknown realm.
Does it count as forgotten if no one knew it in the first place?
Ongajuk knew it.
But he didn't
Ongajuk
forget.
did know.
I cannot say his name, I'm sorry. Sir Whale, do you believe that this would be a forgotten, an unknown, or a hidden realm? What is your opinion on the title of the novel?
Those are all misnomers. It is cursed.
Cursed?
It's cursed! And I cross out a few lines.
As you are going underneath, Ongajuk lets you all know that the journey itself will take 3 days.
Oh, wow.
From here to there. Wow. But he endeavors to do his best to show you the sights of the ocean on the way, pointing out sunken ships, storm giant castles that have crashed beneath the ice on these large rocky outcroppings, towers pointing diagonally from the base up into the depths. Cyclopean ruins from a bygone empire known as the Ostoria.
See, can you make me able to see, please?
Oh,
you can grant dark vision, can't you?
For an hour, yeah.
So every time we come to a major event, I beg you to let me have dark vision.
Right.
Does anyone else not have dark vision?
I think I'm the only one.
I can share with like up to 3 people, I think.
Okay, cool. And that doesn't take any resources, right?
The first time it doesn't. If I continue to do it, it takes spell slots. But if we're not doing anything for 3 days,
I can cast Dark Vision on him too. It lasts 8 hours. I don't know if that would be.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah,
better.
do that,
that's probably
do that.
better. Yeah.
So I'll cast Dark Vision on you.
Anyway, you were saying.
Included in his little running narrative, he talks about the first time that he and Anga discovered each of these sites and how desperately he misses her, that he's had no one to talk to for so long. It's nice to share again.
Is Anga the druid who owned the cabin?
Yes. She was lovely. Quite a friendly human. Not many of you are.
I was raised by Yetis.
Huh. They do not come to the coast, but I have seen pictures in the books.
How old are you?
Time is difficult. I think somewhere over 100 of your years.
What's your take with what Auril's done to this area?
It has not affected my kind like it has yours, but I have heard that it has caused great hardship, and for that, I wish it to end.
Well, I'm glad it hasn't affected you.
I imagine you probably have more fish and critters in the sea to eat without us people taking them from you.
This area was mainly used to hunt my kind more than the fish. And
Why would they hunt your kind?
ambergris? I have perfume inside of me.
Would anyone want that?
I don't know. It does not smell good. Although I'm told when you dry it, it becomes sweeter. I have never experienced this, luckily.
Tempest, is this true? People killed noble whales over something as silly as smelly things.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Humans are assholes. No offense.
People kill lots of things for small things like that.
Their numbers have become less voluminous, but more hostile. They try new methods to poison us or trap us. I have kept most safe, but still they come.
Is that why you call yourself the protector of the seas?
Too grand a title, but I do my best.
Wish there was more we could do.
Oh, worry not. We help each other when we can. You took care of the vultures. You brought me food. I take you there.
So do you think this constant darkness and cold that Auril has summoned, is that helping your kind?
Over time, the few plants that were able to survive here have had a more difficult time, which has lowered the fish, as not all can survive without them. It has been a minor change, but I suppose if I had to quantify it, it would be towards the negative.
Do you know why she's done this? You seem so wise.
I have never met her. Her bird has tried to eat me before, but he cannot dive deep enough.
She has a bird.
Oh, large bird. Very large. Bigger than the vultures. Bigger than any bird I've seen.
How would such a thing survive? The amount of meat it would have to consume.
I believe when you are the ward of a goddess, food becomes less of a concern.
Hugo, Z, we should definitely discuss strategies to fight a giant bird.
I can drag it down to earth if we need.
We very well may need to.
Yeah, but then what do we do then?
I will punch it a lot.
All right. It continues much like this for the following 2 days. The pace slower than any of you have experienced in the last months. The inside of the bubble is warm. It's a comfortable, medium climate that seems to produce its own air to breathe. The whale surfaces only when he must to take his own breaths, but quickly dives back down to show you whatever depths he finds interesting in the particular area. And by the 3rd day, you get the idea that it probably could have gone faster. At that point, though.
This was a vacation.
Oh, yeah.
I'm consulting with Altus, drawing a route through all of the places that we've gone to for the back page of his book.
He surfaces and stays on the surface here. All you can see in any direction is fog. This is where things become a little more tumultuous. The ice below moves and shifts. I would prefer to give you all a better shot by staying closer to the surface. And through the fog, you begin to see masts on either side as shipwrecks become more abundant. And finally, after nearly an hour of moving through this fog, seeing little more than the shapes of ice in the distance, Angajuk brings you closer and closer to the dock as a ruined ship lies with nothing but its prow sticking out of the water on the other side. And approaching the dock, it becomes more and more clear just the dimensions that it is. Angajuk comes up out of the water fully, the bubble receding as you're all hit by that blasting wave of cold once more. And you find yourself at its edge. I'm sorry that I can't lift you to its top, but from here you'll have to climb. And the stalks of it raise into the air above you, a good 15, 20 feet from where you are to the top.
How do we summon you for the return?
I will find you. I will stay as long as I can.
Thank you.
I was able to do some minor repairs, but I wish I could do more, sir.
Any assistance is appreciated. It has been long since used, and I am sure the next passengers will appreciate whatever you have done. I cannot see it, but it feels well. You all find yourself here on the island.
Where?
It's a big island.
It is a very big island.
Oh, okay, I see it.
Where?
It's the bottom right corner where
Oh.
Hugo's token is.
Good Lord.
I see.
So,
Right there.
yes.
Oh, why is there a giant skull with a crown in the center? That's not good.
That's a fortress. This
Excellent.
island
So
is shaped
I
like
was
that.
just zoomed out to show the scale of this island, but I'm going to zoom back in now.
Okay. What do you all do?
I mean, what dimensions wise, what are we looking at? Like miles or I'm assuming
Well,
miles.
you have to get up on the dock first.
I know, I'm just trying to get
Right?
scale, I guess. I'm sorry.
So like our
you're
character, the tokens aren't actually to size for this, I'm assuming.
No.
Yeah.
It looks like every
Sorry,
square
should
is
I move
200
mine?
feet.
Yeah. Yeah, as far as the pull out 1 square equals 200 feet. Correct.
Oh, dang.
So how far up is the dock from us?
The dock is about 15 feet above you.
Can I throw a grappling hook up?
Excellent. Give me a dexterity check.
16.
Yeah, with that, it's not hard. You're able to throw it up, and the rope of the grappling hook slides between 2 of the planks and lodges the hook itself.
All right. Let's climb this mother. I have a climber's kit.
You want me to
too,
go first
if it matters.
to help anchor who comes after?
If you do not mind, Tempest, as I weigh the most, I will like to attempt it first.
Okay.
All right, are you using the climber's kit, Malay?
What does that do for me? Like, it just stops me from falling, right?
You can't fall. You can't fall more than 25 feet from the point where you anchored yourself. So if it's only 15 feet up, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah. I'll just use my armor's infusion.
Okay. In this case, okay, cool. That works.
All right.
So go ahead and give
I'm
me.
assuming it's an athletics check.
It is an athletics check, yeah.
Okay. So that's going to be 16 plus 4 for a 20.
Yeah, you are able to make your way up. The entire dock itself, in such a state of disrepair, quakes with each of your steps. But within a couple minutes, you're at the top of it looking down at them.
I will re-secure the hook in such a way to where it's steadier, and then also loop it around myself so I can anchor as well.
All right, who's next?
I'll go next.
Are you using the climber's kit or just the rope?
I'll use my climber's kit.
Okay. With the climber's kit, you do not have to make a check. You are able to make it up.
Sweet.
I was going to give that to Molly
Damn
as
lot.
well and was like, well, I'm just going to wait and see what each of them do, and whoever uses it first gets to find that out. But between Molly and the climber's kit, you are able to get up safely.
Okay. I'm scanning.
Okay. And now that that point is secured, are the rest of you using the climber's kit, or are you going up without?
I have one. I'll use it.
Okay.
I use the climber's
I'm
kit.
gonna use the climber's kit as well. Yeah.
So now that Malay and Tempest have secured the spaces on the top, within the next 5 or so minutes, all of you reach the surface, and you hear from down below, "I hope to see you soon," as he dives below the surface of the water.
Thank you, Mr. Weil.
From
Don't
here,
die.
the ruined dock itself is a long path, about 50 feet from where it starts all the way to the edge, with giant steps that you can see in the ice leading up the cliff face. Are you all planning to depart into the island itself?
Yeah. What time
I
is
believe
it?
so.
Like, is it?
That's what we're here for, right?
At this point, you arrive at roughly the time that you departed, just 3 days later.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
now it's going to be about 10 o'clock in the morning. So you're just getting the briefest hints of that twilight beginning around you.
So let's go.
Okay. As you reach the edge of the dock, there's steps that are about 4 feet tall each as they climb their way up that cliff face. The walls of uncut rock on either side of them, jagged, and it leads in this winding path, at the top of which, as you are just about to the surface of the island itself, there sits an ice mephit on the top of one of the walls, looking down at all of you. And you hear it squawk a greeting. What is everybody's languages? What are everybody's languages?
Common and primordial.
Common and infernal.
Common, dwarvish, giant, infernal, primordial, and yeti.
Okay.
Common, abyssal, draconic, deep speech.
Common, elvish, and what was the third one I had picked? I can't remember.
Ice method.
It wasn't ice method. It wasn't Mephidese.
Okay, how many of you spoke primordial?
Me and Hugo.
Okay. It looks down and squawks in its high-pitched voice in primordial. Welcome. Do you all need a guide? I would be happy to tour the island with you.
What does Altus hear?
What is
the rest of you hear like a screeching, like the sound of ice or glass against itself in these tones as it squawks out at them. Take the vultures and put it up a couple octaves.
Okay.
What would be the cost of such guiding? I say in horribly bastardized primordial.
I'm like, what?
No cost to the guests. Sabo is bored. Give me entertainment and I will give you guidance.
Also, Altus, you speak halfling. That's your other language.
That's what it is, yeah.
Oh, what other creatures can we expect on our journey?
Creatures? Ah, more of my kind. There is the lady herself. There are the yetis. The trolls. Most everything else is gone.
There are yetis here. They came across the ice?
There is one left. He is the lady's pet.
Pet? Well, he's like genuinely like offended by that concept.
It kind of jumps back at your outburst. Abominable. Abominable
yes,
yeti.
That makes sense. Yes, they are not. I should switch back to common. He is offering us a guide ship to show us around the island.
And Hugo, what were you going to say?
Who is this lady you speak of?
The lady of the island, the lady of the ice, the snow, the north. Your queen, our queen, the goddess.
And she's in the center of this island.
When she is here, yes.
And is she here?
Oh, some part of her is always here.
One moment. And I'll tell that to everyone else too.
She's here. I'm ready.
I suppose he says some part of her is always here, but I don't know if she's here in the flesh.
Well, the goddess is in every snowflake. In
energy?
She is everywhere, all at once. She is everything that the winter touches. So the lore says.
Well, somebody wants to kill us, so maybe you get your whole ass here. I just yell.
Oh, I'm sorry. And I'll translate that to Mephit.
Well,
rude.
She does not need yell. Lady hears whispers just as well.
And I'll translate that.
Yeah, that she does.
I believe that we are in another situation where diplomacy might be the best course of action.
With Auril?
I don't know if a god is going to listen to diplomacy. And she can hear me right now.
Well, she's definitely going to respond to threats and violence.
Are there any other creatures or any obstacles that we might encounter on our way to visit the Queen's Island?
One of your kind came. One of the children of humanity.
I'm not following their ice person.
A survivor of a shipwreck. One of few.
Did one of you survive a shipwreck?
No.
I mean, technically.
Well, she is not in your number. She is across the island.
What is her name? Do you know, Mephit?
I did not ask her. She is no longer with us, to be asked. But you are all that have come since her.
So she's dead, is what you are saying.
Dead means little.
So, again, are we going to encounter anything on our way to the queen other than you?
Sabo does not have knowledge of the entire island. I have told you what lives here. What comes across your path is based upon you.
Verlaine, do you know where on this island we should go?
Well, it sounds to me, if there's a single survivor, and she was a human, that might be my orb. Other than that, I need to go to the center. There's nowhere else that damned book would be kept.
Should we not seek out the one who took the book first?
Did you not hear what was said?
I was translating, so yes.
I believe my rival is no longer with us. So
Maybe she still has
one
the
box
book
check.
clutched in her dead hands.
That's possible, but I doubt that Auril would have let it sit.
What is the importance of this book that Auril would even care?
I only know that it holds a spell that can open up the glacier. Whatever else is in it is beyond me.
You seek to open the glacier?
I'm sorry, I thought that I had explained this earlier. I may have left out pieces, but that is the only way to get to the city.
Oh, yes, you did explain that. I just misunderstood.
It's not flying, it's stuck in rock or ice.
Yes, crash landed.
So, Valen, what, do we have a guarantee that you're not going to just like abandon us once we find this book? Like, are you going to, take off and leave us here?
Well, I sort of need you all to get to the city still. This is not the end of our dangers.
Just
despite the fact that you're
reiterating.
lovely people, I have no reason to harm any of you.
Just
Wait, besides the
reiterating.
fact.
I'm still translating everything to the ice.
Just sitting there screeching back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Hugo, I don't think you need to translate this part.
Oh, well, I mean, it's rude. I mean, he's much nicer than the Earth methods near my home, so I think he should be a part of the conversation.
Does he want anything in exchange for helping us?
He has asked for nothing. He says we're guests.
We are much nicer than the Earth methods. I will not grind your bones to kill you, just freeze you once you are already dead.
That's fair.
Are you sure?
Don't translate that, Hugo.
I will just free.
All right, I guess lead on.
Where to? Body?
The
Garden?
center.
Skull?
Well, Verlaine seems to think that we should go straight for the center, so I guess that is where we're headed.
I need both at some point. Whichever you all would like to go after first is up to you.
Which one's
Wait.
closer?
I'm confused. You said that the book would be in the center.
I'd also like my orb back. It's either with her or in a shipwreck.
It's a professor, after all.
Does the orb increase our chances of not being killed by a giant frost goddess?
No, but it will increase our chances of ending the winter.
We should probably get the book before we get something. Last time we did something that led to the end of winter, she was very upset with us.
Which one's
Lead.
closer?
I don't know. And
I asked the Mephit, which is closer.
grim scale closer, but up high. I don't think she'll let you leave.
I mean, I feel like we assumed that.
All right, let's go after the orb. Could you take us to the dead woman, please?
Dead woman, yes. And it hops off and sort of moves through the snow as if it's moving through water as it walks ahead of all of you and out into what is an ice brick pathway leading from the dock itself.
Valin, what is this orb of yours made out of?
It is made out of crystals.
Crystals. Got it.
Incredibly hard.
And you'd say that that's not very common?
I've only come across the one in my life. Why do you ask?
Hopefully we can locate it a little bit easier as we get closer.
All right. The journey itself doesn't take as much time as you'd expect. The pathway makes it much easier. Let me go ahead and show that to all of you. Oop. It went to the back.
And oop.
There we go. The brick pathway leads up through this arch, going to and from these cliff faces along the coast, around jagged outstretching of more ice. And as you go through, you begin to see scattered statues made almost entirely of ice. As you come a few hours later to here.
Any way I can make a check to determine the style of the statues, or
you can roll investigation, or
okay.
And can you ping on the map again where we are, Coulter?
Sure. Yeah, you're about right here.
Okay.
It says 17, Coulter.
Seemingly with the method leading you, nothing has bothered you as of yet. So approaching one of the statues through the lightly blowing snow, the closer examination reveals that the sculptures are completely faithful to their subjects. Bear, elk, saber-toothed tigers, wolves, yeti, remorazes, a white dragon, and other creatures of the north. And your investigation shows that no mortal hand could have created such wondrous work.
Mm.
These are very well done.
Do you think they're not statues at all?
No. I would be able to tell if they were just frozen creatures. They're clearly statues.
Okay.
All right. And does anybody touch any of them, or do you kind of keep your distance?
Oh, no.
I would have touched one of them.
Give me a dex check.
Dexterity 16.
Okay. So you manage to just caress the ice without breaking anything off or affecting it. But just that touch lets you feel how brittle each of the digits and each of the antlers are. The ice itself in a fragile balance.
Feels fragile.
Let's not touch it.
Remember, we are guests.
Should I blow my horn at it?
No.
Yes. No.
All right. Coming around the loopway. Go ahead.
And I'll ask, what is the ice method's name?
Sapo.
Sapo, how close are we to this shipwreck? Or the dead person?
We get closer. It is maybe 2 hours, 3 hours more.
Oh, okay. I won't cast a spell then.
Okay. It continues to guide you along the waving path as it goes through chasms and up onto hills and nearly to the base of an enormous mountain rising above the ice itself. And raising before you is a 600-foot tall mountain of glacial ice, its peak carved to resemble a gigantic skull wearing a crown. Weaving up the mountain's southern slope are enormous stairs hewn from the ice. These steps, which extend from the base of the mountain to the base of the fortress, were clearly made for giants.
Coulter, are we heading towards the dead woman with the orb?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm going where you asked to go, but the road is faster. So it takes us closer. And at that point, you're roughly here before it steps off of the brick path leading up. Roughly here before it steps off of the brick path leading further up the mountain itself. And it takes you out into the ice, following the course of the jagged base of the mountain, coming across more sculpture gardens until you reach a large walled area here an hour later. Must go around the garden to reach her. Stay in sight. Area not safe. Not for the likes of you.
Have we been safe up until now?
And he just continues forward without answering further. Go ahead.
I will translate that laugh as close as possible.
Great.
Yeah. That's what he said.
What did he mean?
I will say an infernal so that Mark can't translate it. I'm pretty sure this Mephit's going to kill us.
I'm ready. And I say that in what I think is primordial, but translates to taco salad or something.
The Mephit turns back to look at the two of you speaking and grins, its jagged teeth not aligning with one another. Another hour goes by as you circle the outside of this walled garden. You can see more of those shapes of frozen trees and frozen wildlife through the cracks that seem to have been broken by a large creature entering this walled space. 10-foot walls of solid ice on the spaces that remain. And you find yourself out on another peninsula, much like you entered on. On this one, though, there is no dock. There are, however, more of those shapes. And here you reach the edge of the peninsula. On all sides, a 50-foot drop to the sea below.
Okay, so it's a drop down.
How much longer until we reach our destination?
We are here. This is it. Destination.
And the dead woman?
At the edge. She barely made it up before she collapsed.
So she's on the side of this cliff.
No, she's on top, just close to the edge.
Do I see anything close to the edge resembling a woman?
What's your perception?
It is +7.
Okay. There is, towards the edge, as the trees clear into nothing, a hand sticking out of the ice, holding an orb.
Well, Verlaine, there's your orb. You can go and collect it.
None of you want to give it a shot?
Also, Coulter, I don't think she would have her zombies with her, would she?
No, she does not.
Okay. Hugo, do you think Mordecai could go and fetch it?
Oh, for sure. Now, you're not leading us into any kind of trap here, are you?
I don't think. Trap?
Can I do an insight?
Sure.
I would also like to do an insight.
That is a 21.
I got a 4, so I believe him wholeheartedly.
He doesn't know of any trap, no.
I'm going to move up a few feet here, and I'm doing detect thoughts.
All right. And tell me again, what can you detect thoughts here from?
If I can't see anything, I can detect minds, like intelligence within 30 feet of me.
Okay.
Even if I can't see them, unless it's like a foot of stone, an inch of steel, stuff like that.
I'm going to text you a question.
Okay. Oh, let me look that up.
Okay. And to give a full description for Hugo, who spotted it with that perception, half buried in the snow near the edge of the bluff is a humanoid's corpse clad in cold weather clothing. Clutched in one of its hands is an orb made of smoky gray quartz.
Okay. I will move up here.
And we're looking here.
Okay.
On the bluff.
So then I'll summon Mordecai.
And Z, you do not sense anything.
Heard.
I'll summon Mordecai there. And I will have him. Yeah, I'll have him as a bonus action use his teleportation to go. Here?
Where do we think where does the hand look like it's at?
Here.
Okay.
And then if no one's doing anything else, I'll have him go up to it and see if he can take the orb.
I'm standing next to the Mephit.
As Mordecai approaches, a white weasel bursts from the snow near the corpse and stares at Mordecai with beady eyes. As the rest of you across the peninsula hear a voice ring out, "Ye gods, I was afraid no one would find us." The sound isn't coming from the weasel.
I understood that.
The orb. And isn't
coming from the orb?
Yes. Professor, we did come to find you. Do you know if there's any danger that you can sense over there? Nothing but Nos. I'm sure she's still hanging on somehow.
Okay.
Who are you talking to?
Oh, that's Professor Scant. That's who we came here to find.
We came here to find an orb.
Yes.
Can Mordecai take it out of the dead frozen lady's hand?
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I pull it out and then use another bonus action to go another 15 feet teleport, and then I'll have him run back to me.
As he does, a ghost emerges from the ice, setting down on top. And Valin puts a hand over her mouth. It's not.
thought she was
and
dead.
The orb in Mordecai's hands goes, quickly now, son, quickly, as he carries the orb closer to all of you.
Did the ghost appear before or after Mordecai teleported?
As soon as he removed the orb, in that split second of teleporting, it rose out from the snow.
Okay. So then it actually does damage when it leaves, or when Mordecai leaves.
Give me that damage.
Ghost damage.
Go ahead and make a dex check, or a dex saving throw for me.
What kind of damage is it?
Fire damage.
Okay. Dex it is. That is an 5.
5 does not make it.
Okay.
So 10 points of damage.
Whoa.
Okay. You see the shape shimmer on the ghost as it takes that damage. And I need... Check here. I need everybody to make... No, go away. I need everybody... Oh, come on. Gosh darn, roll 20. I need everybody to make for me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Does a 13 make it?
No.
16.
Okay.
This wisdom 11.
Okay.
Also 11.
Okay, and you said 18, Z?
Yes, sir.
Everybody below a 14 is now frightened.
Oh, balls.
Coulter, I'm going to give +4. Who should get it? Tempest or Jake?
You're asking us?
Yeah, because you got an 11, right?
I mean, is my damage going to do anything to a ghost?
I mean,
good point.
I think we're
Jake,
all in the same.
Jake, I gave you a +4 using my flash of genius as a reaction.
I shake it off, I guess. I now rolled a 15.
Okay. All right, so that just means that Malai and Tempest are frightened now.
Makes
I can't
sense.
use it on myself, which sucks, but...
And as a reminder for those watching and for the players, frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is in its line of sight, and the creature can't willingly move closer to its source of fear.
I'm a shooter.
All right. Roll for initiative.
Oh, is that what comes next?
14.
Well, you did attack it.
I got above a 10. Very happy with myself.
Which is what?
14, but I'll go after
Okay.
Hugo for sure.
Excellent. Altus?
12.
11.
That's with your advantage.
Z?
Well, I have to rage, but I don't think I can rage. I mean, rage right now because I'm scared.
Well, you get the advantage regardless. It's only the surprise round that requires the rage.
Oh, okay.
Z?
Yes, that was the advantage.
4?
4.
Okay. Excellent. Oh, gosh, that's not a lot of fun. Sorry, guys. Oh, okay, cool. That works too. All right, so Hugo, you are first.
Oh, God. I was researching stuff. I will...
I mean, this should be Belin's bag, right? She controls the...
I'll do Scorching Ray. All 3 shots at her.
Okay. Excellent. Go ahead and give me that roll then.
That is a 12.
All right. Hits.
Awesome. That's more than 12. And that's a natural 1.
Okay, so 2 out of 3.
All right.
What's the damage?
That is going to be 14 points of damage total.
All right. the ghost lets out a moan as you see its shape shimmer, but it still stands. Malai?
And then, as a bonus action, my Mordecai is going to bamf another 15 towards me.
Excellent. With the orb?
With the orb, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. And from Hugo, Malai.
I am going to cast Enlarge Reduce on Altus. So Altus is now a large creature. He has advantage on strength-based checks and strength saving throws, and his target's weapon grows, so he does an additional 1d4 damage.
That was Z, sorry. We were looking for Altus.
I mean,
just was
if you want to make the
about
sorcerer
getting
big, I guess.
All
I
right.
not say Altus?
Malai, anything else on your turn?
Can I make a second saving throw at the end of my turn?
I believe that would be your action for the turn to make that throw.
Oh, okay. It's not like an effect where you get one at the end of every turn.
Let me double check on that, but I believe you just have to make it as a. I believe when you make that kind of check, it's your action.
I mean, that would make sense. Seems unfair.
No, you're correct. You can repeat it at the end of each of your turn.
Oh, all right. But it's at the end of your turn, so you can't.
Yeah. So you can't do anything else.
So you still lost your turn. Okay, that's fair.
All right. What's the check?
Still feared.
Okay. Excellent. From Malai, we're going down to Altus, who is now giant.
Ooh. Tempest is into it. She's like, whoa.
I'm going to kind of let out a smirk, and I'm going to, I guess, because I'm huge or giant, large, come over and yeah. As
right.
I'm running over, I'd like to cast Divine Favor on myself. So I'm going to say a prayer to myself as I'm running
Thank
over.
You, me.
Good job, self. And that takes a bonus action to cast.
What is the spellcasting level of your Divine Favor?
I'm just going to do it at level 1 right now.
You see, as you attempt this, the ghost raises its hand and counter spells.
Ooh.
The holy light that you begin to emanate fading back into yourself.
Oh.
Not high enough level to counter her counter. I'm sorry, bud.
What else you got?
Oh, we're casting counter spell now.
We're at that level.
Well, because my spell didn't go off, do I get to use my action for us? No.
If you used your bonus
big,
action, you used it, yeah.
You also
big.
lose that spell slot, by the way, just so you know.
I do use that spell slot, even though it was.
Yeah,
because
that's how counter
try
works.
you release the magic, then she blocks it.
Brutal.
Blue deck magic, bro. It sucks.
Technically unravels it as it takes
Oh,
place.
fucking blue deck magic.
Blue deck
Why did you
magic.
say that,
It's the
Mark?
worst.
Coulter's playing blue mana in Magic the Gathering now.
Yep.
Oh, it's a magic. Right?
Abu di Abu da.
We'll play one of these days, Lena. We'll get you in it.
I played, but I just didn't get what he meant at
Oh,
first.
right, okay.
Okay. Okay, well, then I'm going to bring out the Magic Rapier, and I'm going to annoyedly hack at her.
Okay, excellent. Go ahead and make that a roll for me.
22 to hit.
Hits.
And then what do I add, Malai?
1d4.
10 piercing damage total.
All right, as you run the ghost through with your rapier, it seems to go straight through that corporeal form, and you see a grimace cross the ghost face, and we are down to Tempest.
I'm gonna shoot it. Okay. I'm not gonna hit Altus, right? He's not like blocking because he's big.
No, you're good.
This is a Pathfinder, thank God.
Oh, damn it. Those both sucked. 10 and 5.
Okay, neither of them hit. They both go wide, flying off the edge of the cliff, and you see one hit the mast of a ship in the distance, and the crow's nest crumbles into the water with a splash, and we are down to Valin.
Can I make my check to see if I'm not scared anymore?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, that's much better. Okay, that's a 15.
That's enough. 5. Valin comes forward. Valin comes forward to here, and she uses her wand of magic missiles and attacks the ghost, firing it off. And
she's not going to try and control that ghost?
She's just trying to kill it.
Necromancers don't necessarily work that way, Helena.
No, I don't know that.
Yeah.
All right.
It seems like they should, but they don't.
As they explode from her wand, these darts of light flying through the ghost itself, they manage to make 8 damage into it as Valin readies herself for another blast, and we are down to the ghost. And Altus,
Yes.
I need from you
Oh no.
a charisma saving throw.
I can do that. That's a 19.
You feel the ghost reach through you as more of its essence and anger flows into your body, and you feel this intense want to find the book, to stop Valin from getting the codicil, to destroy it if you have to. And then all of a sudden the anger sucks back out as the ghost fully finds its form as it fails to possess you.
It wants to possess you.
And now we are on to Z.
Oh God. Oh God. Okay. I think we're gonna do guiding bolt.
Okay.
We're gonna move down here, I think. Then we're gonna do a guiding bolt. That is a 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. That is 14 radiant damage.
Okay.
And whoever attacks next gets advantage.
As you do that, and that radiant light flows all around the ghost, you see it start to shimmer in and out of the ethereal plane. Hugo, you're up.
Dinosaur?
I mean, I think that was probably Malachi.
Mordecai?
Mordecai. I think that was probably Mordecai just kind of squeaking along.
Mordecai. Sorry, go ahead.
Do I think that it did any damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mordecai will
I get it. Okay.
bamp over to the lady and give to Valin and give her the orb.
She reaches down and pets his head as she scoops it up, holding it.
He kind of does one of these guys. So that's my bonus action.
Little Firefox.
As an action, I will. So I saw that it kind of disappeared, disapparated a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will. I'll hurl an ice knife at it.
Okay.
Might as well try something. That's a dirty 20.
Okay. That'll hit.
So it takes 1 to 10 piercing damage. So that's 3 piercing damage, as well as I needed to make a dex saving throw.
Okay. 7.
It's not making it. I suppose Altus will have to do it too, since he's right next.
Altus dex save.
It's additional 6 points of damage, so she takes 9 points.
And what kind is the second kind?
That is cold damage.
Okay, Altus, what's your dex save?
22.
Okay, so as the ice stabs through the form of the ghost, she just looks over and smiles.
Yeah, not as much.
And from Hugo, we're down to Malai.
You're muted.
Malai's going to cast magic missiles.
All right, give me that damage.
For 9 damage.
As the grin peers out at Hugo, the last missile hits, and the ghost just dissolves into an icy fog. And you see the hand that was stuck up holding the orb go limp into the ice. And you're out of initiative. And there's a little chittering and, oh, much better than I expected. Not bad at all. Not bad.
I'll say, ha! You didn't betray us.
Why would I betray you? You're so interesting. Nothing ever happens here. People climb across the shore and die, or they get eaten. You at least are entertaining before your end.
Well, that's good.
Is it?
Valin is hugging the orb for a second as she polishes it off. All I have to say is I am glad to be back. It is great to be in the hands of finally someone much more capable of wielding me. Sweet of you to say, dear. I'm happy to have you back as well. Well, where are we off to? Are we finally going to find these Netheries? Things are very dull here on the ice, you know. Not quite yet, dear. We still have to find the codicil before we get any further.
So what exactly does this orb do for us besides, like, I don't know, talk a lot?
Oh, what can I do for you? More like, what can't I do for you? If you have any interest in anything that's worthwhile, then I am a proper guide. And I will try not to take insult at your comment, as you have just saved my being from being trapped at the bottom of the ocean for the rest of my existence. But if you do it again, I will be sure to take insult. And she sets it in the air, and it seems to float above the ground, leaving a small impression in the ice below it.
I have a question. Do you know anything about creatures that burst out from the chest?
Creatures that burst out from the chest? Oh, well, do you have something more specific than that? Could be a myriad of creatures that can do such a thing.
They look like frogs.
Frogs.
Okay,
frogs,
can I make a check?
Frogs. Well, how would you know anything about this? What check are you trying to make?
Just like an Arcana check. I've read a lot of books.
They're not going to be in books, I'm sorry.
Okay, fine.
They're extra-dimensional beings, or outer planes beings. I'm sorry, son. I can't say that.
Large frogs.
Large frogs.
So, I have a question. These are extra-dimensional beings, and I've spent time with extra-dimensional beings.
Planes, yeah.
Would I maybe have seen anything like this?
So, I don't...
I'm genuinely asking, curious.
Having traveled with Illithid.
Granted, I was a slave at the time, so...
I don't think you would have seen any of them, and the Illithid probably wouldn't have taught you anything.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm going to say that I don't think that's going to work either as far as a check.
Cool.
Well, let me see if I can search inside my memory banks, and if there's anything within that seems of use, I'll be sure to give it to you.
Oh, thanks. If you could do it before the next 17 days.
17 days. And the orb, like, without rotating, starts to kind of pace back and forth. 17 days. So it's going to burst out of your chest within 17 days.
Give or take a day or so. I mean, I was captured for a little bit about, I don't know, last week, and I may have lost a day.
Hugo, do you have a problem?
You got frogs in your chest?
Yeah, one large red one. It's what killed my sister, and after 20 days or so, or 30 days, it burst from her chest.
Uh-huh.
God, that's awful.
That's going to happen to you, Hugo.
Well, potentially, yes.
I turn at that point. I turn and I go, "Oh yeah, I have an idea when we have some spare time."
What, I mean, I feel like I feel like keeping Hugo alive is a good thing. So what's your idea?
It starts with, well, some magic and starts with a B and ends in anishment.
What?
Wouldn't that take the host with the whole?
I don't know.
Valin, what kind of group have you found yourself? We got one with a parasite and the other's trying to send him to another plane of existence.
Not him, just the parasite.
It's not a bad idea, considering that if that is how he got infected, more or less likely, it will happen to one of you once it kills him.
The only thing is, and maybe Z or Malai can help me with this, I need to see the creature to banish it.
Is it a magical creature?
I haven't worked that part out.
So
Well, I mean, I have 17 days, so we don't need to do this now.
Yes.
What if Altus dies, though? I mean, not that I want that, but...
I mean, well, that'd be a tragedy that he died also.
More importantly, what if you have the wrong timetable?
Then it could be sooner than 17 days.
Exactly.
What time is it? How long were we traveling? A couple hours, right?
You are at roughly 4:30, close to 5 o'clock. It's now into the darkness after the twilight.
So we could camp here and work on this now since it's getting dark anyway, or are we not worried about moving around when it's dark here?
I mean, we'll have to sleep on the island eventually anyway, so here's as good as any.
I mean, he also said there's trolls and what else did you say?
Trolls and abominable yetis.
Abominable yetis. The goddess
More
can see everywhere.
people and the goddess, yes. I believe that's all. Although, as I said, I do not see all. There could be more.
I mean, we could also go back to Angaju and sleep underwater.
What time is it right now?
It's between 4 and 5 in the afternoon. So it hasn't been a full day.
Although that's a lot of extra travel.
Another 5 hours back to Angaju, right?
So back to the path. So you started at 10 o'clock. The path travel was a bit faster, and then this was longer. So probably up until maybe 8 at night to get back to the path itself.
Lynn, you in a hurry?
I know that we are not escaping the goddess's notice by being here. But if we can spend less time on this island, I would prefer that. If we can manage not to rest here, I think that would be preferable. But you are my guides. I'm paying you for your expertise, and if that is what you all need to do to survive, I won't fight you on it, but it is not my preference.
Well, if we can just get in and get the codicil and then get back to Ongajuk.
I'd still have quite a few resources left.
Gusham?
Excellent. Excellent. And Mephit responds in primordial. Excellent.
Oh, God.
And I'll translate
Hops.
in common. Excellent.
It hops off of the statue it was perched at the base of and begins swimming its way back through the snow, guiding you all off the peninsula. The way back is much like the way you came. And as you skirt around the edge of the frozen gardens, you hear the sound of crunching and tearing on the other sides of the walls.
As soon as I start hearing that, I cast daylight on something around us.
All right, you cast daylight.
I cast daylight.
Let's get it.
As you cast daylight, the ice in the air freezes as the light explodes from the section of the wall on which you cast it, as if the island itself reacts to what you've done. And you see all the frozen particles of air start to suck together at a space in front of you. More and more of them coalescing into a shape as it rises out of this bank of snow until stands the shape of the goddess Auril. And that is where we'll end tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us. It was a great game tonight. I'm really excited to see where this goes with daylight being cast.
Yeah, Hugo might not have to wait 17 days.
And we will be back in about an hour, or probably less than an hour, with our third episode of Candlekeep Mystery, starting on the second adventure in the book. And okay, that went away real quick. Bring that back over.
Get out of here.
We lost Hank for a moment, I think. With that, okay. With that, we wish you friends, fun, and natural 20s. And thank you so much to Sparky, David, Daniel, Scott, Rio's mom, Alistair, Sean, and Johnny Mac. Have a good night, everybody.
Also, thank you very much, cast.